Good evening, everybody. I'm sending high vibes your way, full of love, joy, and light. And today, it's Child Talk Part 4. What is love? So, it's also time for another story time with Sunrael, because I'm going to tell you a really interesting one right now. So once upon a time, there was a family of 3, and they were in the car, the father, the mother, and the child in the back seat. And they were on their way to drop their father off at work. He was driving, window down, music up moderately loud, just chilling. Everyone on pretty much high vibes, right? Except their little daughter. She was in the back seat, and there was something on her heart, and it was starting to become too much to hold inside. So finally she spoke up and said, "Daddy, if I ask you something, will I get in trouble?" So he turned the music down, and he's like, "No, you can ask me whatever you want, baby. What's going on?" And then she said, "Do you sometimes think that maybe you love your job more than me?" And silence swept the car for a brief moment. The mother turned around and she put her hand on her daughter's lap, and she's like, No, baby. Your father loves you. I love you too. What makes you think that?" And she said, "Well, give me a second and I'll explain myself. Like, right now, you're in the car, you're smiling, you're happy, and the wind is blowing in your hair. And you're on your way to work. But when I ask you to play Barbie dolls with me, you don't look like you're happy, even though sometimes you try to." And then she said, "So I figured that maybe my dad doesn't like to play with Barbie dolls. So then I got my stuffed animals together, and I set the table, I had tea pot on there, I had plates, I had everything set up. And then I asked you to play tea time with me. And you did sit down and play tea time with me. You smiled a couple times, it really made me happy, and I smiled right back. But then you started texting on your phone, and I realized I didn't really have your attention. And I'm just wondering, because you tell me all the time that you wish you had more time to spend with me, but that you have to work because you got to pay the bills, and you got to keep food on the table, and you got to keep a house over my head. And I appreciate the clothes I have on my back, and the shoes I have on my feet, and the toys I have to play with, and the gadgets I have to be on. However, sometimes I feel like you treat me like something you have to do, and you treat your job like something you want to do." And there was silence in the car. And she's like, "What? You did tell me that you want to spend more time with me because you love me. So are you lying, Daddy? Do you think that maybe you love your job more than me?" Finally, the dad spoke, and he said, "Look, baby, I definitely love you. But do you even know what love is? What is love?" Right? I was like, whoa, that's your response? So at that moment, I manifested myself into their car, a miniature me, right on their dash. And they looked and they saw me appear, and they were alarmed. So I spoke in a loud voice and I said, "Don't be alarmed, guys. Don't be alarmed. Do not fear. But you need to pull over." So the father pulled over, and then I said, "First off, me and your daughter are the same age. We come from the same world. We come from a world full of love and light. And she has just perfectly explained to you what love is and what love looks like. But only in the darkest of realms would anyone ever have to ask, do you know what love is? Only in the darkest realms ever would anyone say, love is complicated. Because where we come from, love is not even a word. No one would dream of putting that concept into a word because love is a vibration. And we always know if someone loves us based on their actions every single moment. I said right now, your daughter has just expressed to you what her love language looks like. And now you have a choice. You have the choice now to provide a balance between the matrix and being in the moment with your child. You have a chance to teach your child that you respect her. Or you have the chance to tell your child that you do not respect her intellect. So he said, look, I don't know who you are or how you got in here, but since you're so wise, why don't you tell me how to raise my daughter? And I said, look, I can tell from your aura that you love your daughter. You and your wife, y'all are amazing parents. Don't be hard on yourself. But when it comes to raising a child, that really means we need to raise their vibrations. And when children come into this world, their aura is strong, and they are very high vibrational beings. Therefore, we should step into their aura and bask in it. And we should allow their aura to imprint on us, instead of trying to imprint our aura on them, and all of our programming on them, and all of our baggage on them, and all of our emotional blockages on them. Because where I come from, children rule. And they would never build a wall. They would never kill someone over land or resources. I'll let that soak in. They would never be racist. They would never stereotype anyone. Children come here and they are already geared to live in a harmonious way with all life and all creation. And we grab a hold of their aura and we pull it down. We pull it down. Why? What's the reason for that? Isn't it just as easy to say, look, daughter, I am so sorry I made you feel that way, but I would much rather spend time with you and be in the moment with you. But sometimes, baby, your daddy just gets caught up in all the stress, and there's so much pressure, and there's so much tension on me. I feel like the weight of the world is on my shoulders sometimes. I feel like my back is gonna break from all the pressure sometimes. And so when I finally come home at the end of the day, I'm just stressed out. Daddy's just stressed out. And I wanna play games with you. But playing those games with you won't keep you in the lifestyle that you're used to. It won't keep a roof over your head. It won't keep food in your stomach. And so I'm trying to recover, but I'm also trying to spend time with you. And I'm so sorry that it comes off as if I love my job more than you, but that's not the case. I'm listening to music right now because I'm trying to get in my zone. I'm trying to get pumped up before I have to walk into work and hear it from my boss. But your daddy loves you. And your mother loves you. And I'm telling you, from now on, when I'm spending time with you, I'm going to be in that moment with you. I'm going to put my phone away, unless we're both watching a video on the phone, or unless we're both playing a game on the phone, and I'm going to give you my undivided attention, and I'm going to be in the moment with you because I love you. And he said, you know what? What he said. What he said. What he said. And the mother said, I approve of this message. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the story. That's what love is. That's what it means to love and to live from a heart-based life. I bow to the divine light in all of you. Namaste. Peace.